We've been HABS fans forever, answering the call. Yo, I'm about to let it go to voicemail in a sec. Fuck! The Habs drop another game, this time 6-3 to the Winnipeg Jets, after having a 2-0 lead going into the second period on Dom Ducharme's head coaching debut, and they can't get the win for him. Now, I was hoping there'd be a momentum switch and we'd, get a win and have something to build on, but doesn't happen. Really unfortunate. But nonetheless, there's going to be an adjustment period regardless here for Dom Ducharme. Thank God for the Habs start going 8-0-2, because I don't know, if not for that, where's this team going to be? And that start might be the only thing that is going to salvage us from saving the season. We're in a position right now where we could save the season. We've played a few less games than the other teams in the North Division, but and you know what? That game went the same as this season has been going so far. Started off exciting to watch and went to shit. And I like the adjustments that Ducharme was making during the game. I like that he started with Anderson up there with DANAULT and Tatar, which was not who he practiced with in the morning skate. Maybe he was just trying to get some energy with Anderson out there to start the game. It ends up going back to DANAULT, Tatar, and Gallagher, which I don't mind reuniting those guys. It works in the past. I don't think you want to make drastic changes as a coach coming in right off the bat. We'll see that down the line. So you're trying to rejuvenate a guy like Tatar, put him back with who he has had chemistry in with the past. I don't mind that whatsoever. And but it's Yoel Armia who gets up on the board twice for the Habs in this first period. The first one, nice play from Alex Romanov, moving that puck through the neutral zone, right through the center to Armia, who makes no mistake, finishing at 5-hole on Connor Hellebuyck. Then he gets another one, this time, great pass through the neutral zone from Jeff Petrie to Drouin, and he heads up play on that 2-on-1 over to Armia, who tips it in. If there's one positive I can draw off this season is that Jonathan Drouin is having a really strong season. Go figure when he is, the Habs are struggling mightily. And he was very honest in his presser after this game, kind of went off and said it's not a coaching issue. The players have to execute. And he's right. The players have to take onus at this point. Now, I do agree with the Dom Ducharme hiring regardless, but the players have to be better. And he put it on himself as well. Coming out as, maybe a bit of a leader here for the Habs. You love to see that. And interesting that it coincides with Dom Ducharme taking over as head coach. It could be interesting. He very well could be Dom Ducharme's guy moving forward. I love to see that. Now, end of the period, Josh Anderson gets blatantly slew-footed, and the ref did not make a call. He's right there. He's right there and does not make a call. What is it going to take for the Habs to get a call to go in their favor? Are they going to need to see a guy get axed in the head McSorley style before they notice this and make a call? It's ridiculous. Anderson leaves, does not return. That's a huge blow for us. Don't even get a power play off it. All we're asking for is a 2-minute tripping penalty. That's it. That's it. And it doesn't happen, really, really tough. And that wasn't it tonight either, and we'll get into that. So we go into the second period, and Weber ends up off, hits a puck out of midair, over the glass, and Winnipeg capitalizes on their chances. And what can I say about the Winnipeg Jets right now? They're a really good team. They might have a forward core that is the only one that can rival the Leafs in this North Division. You look at Scheifele, down the middle, one of the best centers in the league. They got Pierre-Luc Dubois now and Stastny on the third line. That acquisition's paying off mightily from the offseason now that you bring in PLD. And they got the wingers too. Kyle Connor, who scores this goal on the power play for the Winnipeg Jets. One of the most underrated players in the league. Not as underrated as before, but I don't get it. He's one of the best. And I don't know if it's because he's got 2 first names, but we're not talking about this kid enough. And he was fantastic for the Jets tonight. This goal assisted by Wheeler and Scheifele. The Jets leadership group stepping up. Those wingers, Wheeler, another one. Ehlers, former Halifax Moosehead player, rolling. And the defense moves the puck really, really well. Pionk back there. Even Beaulieu making a little career for himself. You love to see it. And I got to call out a vet that's looking good for them too, who picks up the game winner. None other than Uncle Nate Thompson. Man, I wish we did not lose him. We could really use him right now. But good on him for getting the game winner, and I'll definitely touch on that. So then we see Tatar pick up one, kind of a lucky bounce there for Kotkaniemi on the zone entry, but he makes the play anyway, and good to see him pass that over to Tatar, get up on the board. I think Tatar is a guy who's really going to benefit from Dom Ducharme's hiring, maybe Armia too, considering how he played, but we'll have to wait and see. But Tatar is the main one, and I love to see him get on the board in his first game under Dom Ducharme. So good to see a confidence booster there for Thomas Tatar. We need him rolling if we're going to have success. And of course, good to see Kotkaniemi get up on the board as well. And Have to mention, can't forget Romanov. He picks up that assist on the first goal. Another guy who could benefit from Dom Ducharme greatly. So it's 3-1, and then we see the Winnipeg Jets make a fantastic passing play, and it starts with Ehlers on the drop pass. They come in a triangle formation after the zone entry. Ehlers with a heads-up, no-look drop pass to Stastny, passes that over to Kyle Connor, and Weber thought the shot was coming from Stastny. Price did too. Weber loses his man, and it's an easy goal for Kyle Connor, his second on the night. Now, we see Perry get high stick. Now, granted, the referee that was closest to the call got spun around there, a bit out of position, and didn't see it. But Perry blatantly gets high sticked. His head goes back. It's a genuine reaction. He has to go off the bench, and go figure. And this is in the defensive zone for the Winnipeg Jets. Unbelievable. They skate up the other way and end up scoring. And it's Wheeler, once again, capitalizing on their opportunities. But that's a rough sequence for the Habs, and I don't want to make an excuse. We didn't lose because of officiating tonight, but that's a really tough look for the NHL officials. And then to end the period, Jeff Petrie comes in for a hit. There's like a second left on the clock. You can easily ignore this call. He gets called for a hit to the head. So you can get elbowed in the head in front of a ref. KK take one to the elbow. I keep bringing it up, but how can I not? It's craziness. The Winnipeg Jets player turns around and shoots the puck, and Petrie's already committed to the hit. I don't understand how that's a penalty. He catches mostly body there anyway, too. It's ridiculous, and something has to be done. Pull a ref off the ice. Put them up in the press box with a screener to watch from up there. I bet you they'll do a much better job than missing all these calls over the ice. And it's not just us dealing with this. It's league-wide. It's craziness, especially in this North Division. It is not looking good. I'd take Chris Lee up here at this point, and that really shows you how desperate I am right now to get this officiating thing fixed. It's craziness. It's absolutely absurd. And I don't like talking about the officials, but how can we ignore it? How can we ignore this? So we go into the third period. This is where Nate Thompson picks up his big game-winning goal. The fourth line, banging, doing their job out there. Adam Lowry, another fantastic depth player for the Jets. And then Appleton, great play along the boards behind the net to get it to Thompson, who's alone. Now, despite that, Price has to have this. He has to. In a third period like this, tie game, it's a deflating goal, and you see his demeanor, and I think that's running through the team. Now, if you've come here to watch me dog Carey Price, I'm not going to do it. I just respect the human too much. Now, that said, I'll talk about his performance in terms of hockey all day. The Montreal Canadiens need to admit that there's an issue here before they're able to fix it. And Jake Allen is the hot hand. I don't know how we don't go to him next game against the Winnipeg Jets. I don't think there'd be anything wrong with Carey Price sitting for a while, getting his game back on track. He's in his own head. I'm not worried that he's never going to get his game back. It's Carey Price. He's a pro athlete. I don't know what's going on, but something's going on. But I am worried about Carey Price the person. He's not himself right now. He really isn't. And it might be good for him to just admit there's an issue, that take that load off his shoulders, put a focus on rejuvenating his game, and just, we got Jake Allen right now. There's no reason why we can't be rolling with him. Just look at the numbers. It's obvious. Let's get it done. And it's not about the name on the back of the jersey. It's not about the cap hit. It's about the performance. And shout out to Belly at High Button Sports. He's got a source who apparently says Coach Dom Ducharme is not the type of guy to care about that cap hit or the stature. It's about winning games. And this tryout for Dom Ducharme as head coach of the Habs, it's his dream job. He's going to want to keep it. He's going to want to have a good performance as coach. He's going to have some tough decisions to make, and I hope he makes them, because he's going to want to keep his job, and I want him to keep his job and remain on as coach of the Montreal Canadiens. Dubois then gets up on the board as well, so it's 5-3 at this point for the Winnipeg Jets. And I watched this game with another high-button guy, Tyler Coleman, my good buddy. He's been on the channel before, and we were having a lot of good discussion watching this game, and we mentioned that the Habs need some bite. They need to respond. Why? Just drop them, chuck them with somebody. And sure enough, we're in the midst of the conversation, and we get Corey Perry and then former Moosehead Nikolai Ehlers, the superstar. Kind of weird. You don't really want Nikolai Ehlers fighting there, but kudos to him for doing it and giving Corey Perry that fight. Mad respect for Nikolai Ehlers. But where's Shea Weber? Where's our captain? Come on. I'm really surprised in general about the lack of toughness on this Habs team, and grit and pushback that this team is lacking right now. We got to see a big response. You got to build some momentum somehow in a game. If the wins aren't coming your way or the goals aren't going your way, you got to find a way to build off of something. And I don't think Corey Perry versus Nikolai Ehlers is quite that, but Perry's a winner and he's a leader. He's doing what he can out there to spark the guys. What could you say? So then we see Scheifele get the empty netter, and it is game over. Now afterwards, the pressers were very interesting. I already mentioned Jonathan Drouin and his honesty. Carey Price, one-word answers, 1-2 word short, really short answers. Really concerning to see. Something's going on there. I just hate to see him in that state. Dom Ducharme as well. Good first post-game press for him as well. Very professional. Handled himself well. He's under a lot of pressure, but I'm confident he'll handle it well. Habs outshot 30-21. They go 40% in the faceoff dot. Absolutely brutal. Big piece of that is Nate Thompson. Really wish we had him, teaching our young guys how to win those faceoffs. It's rough. It's really rough. And 1 for 2 on the power play. That's all we got. 2 power plays on the night, and few different calls that could have been made, and they weren't. That's all I'll say on that. Now, 3 for 4 on the PK. What can you do there? Now, quick review of what's going on in the Canadian division. The Leafs and Oilers are flying right now. The Leafs did lose one and get shut out to the Calgary Flames, but they responded very, very well, and they almost were going to drop another one. But late tying goal, they get it done. Lots of people up in arms about the Hyman play in the crease, but at the end of the day, if we want to complain about the Galley one not counting, how can we say this one shouldn't count? It's 2 different plays. I think both should have counted for different reasons. I think if it's a 50-50 call or you're not sure, or if it's close, give it to the player. We want more goals. And Tyler, my buddy, also had another good point. Why don't we go to the IIHF rules, where if your foot goes in the crease, you blow it dead? At least we're not going to have these ridiculous controversial calls anymore. They fix the offside, fix this goaltender interference stuff, because it is craziness. Now, the Leafs, I've been dogging them the last few years, and I've been right. They haven't got it done. They always bow out in the playoffs. But this year, I don't know. I can't say. I just can't. You know what? Because they are answering every test. They really are. They're dealing with a lot of injuries right now, and they're facing that adversity in stride. And I also feel like a bit of an idiot for calling out the depth that we had in comparison to Leafs and saying ours was better, man. I got to own that. I was wrong, and I got no problem admitting that I'm wrong, because that's how you improve and you get better and you learn. So it is what it is. And like I said, the Oilers just came out of the Battle of Alberta with 2 wins, 2 huge wins against the Calgary Flames. The Flames really, really struggling right now. Vancouver still struggling a bit as well, but Ottawa turning their season around. That Josh Norris kid is something special. Brady Tkachuk and Stützle doing their thing. And Thomas Chabot struggled early in the season, but he has really picked it up big time, making good decisions out there, moving the puck well. And Matt Murray as well was awful to start the season, and he's turned it around big time, playing some big hockey for the Ottawa Senators. It's getting scary what's going on and how the Habs are dropping real fast, starting 8-0-2. And now we're at 500 or below. That is not good at all. So it's unbelievable. Now, some quick shout outs here. First, I'm going to be on the No Respect podcast on Saturday. We're filming Saturday. I'm sure it'll be released shortly after that. Lots to discuss. I've been hearing tons of good things about these guys in the Habs community. Really looking forward to chatting with them. Now, as well, if you want a serious, in-depth, and I'm talking in-depth breakdown of the differences between Dom Ducharme's coaching style and Claude Julien's moving forward here, especially David St. Louis from Habs on the Prize. Not only is the writing just spectacular, but the way he combines video clips and breaks down the clips with little graphics, it's perfect. So check him out as well. Now, last but not least, High Button Sports. I'm 1/4 of the High Button Sports talk show with Belly, Aiden, and Tyler, and we're developing some really strong chemistry in the studio here. So follow High Button Sports for that. And look out for their blog content as well from Coach Bombay, really organizing it well. Bit of an internet troll, but he puts a lot of work into bringing some great blogs for all Canadian teams. So lots of strong content from High Button Sports. That's all I got, guys. Let me know what you thought about Dom Ducharme's coaching debut down in the comments. Love to hear it all. And if you like these videos, hit the like and subscribe button and the bell for notifications. Got to think we got Jake Gallen on Saturday night. Hopefully we'll see a rebound. This team needs something to build off of. Come on, boys.